Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the News Project Live on Friday, September 18th. I'm Andrew McKeever, the news director at GNAT-TV's News Project, and great to have you with us again today. Looks like a beautiful weekend ahead of us, so as fall foliage season is about to head our way, it's looks like we're going to have a nice time this weekend. Well, we'll start off this segment today up in Montpelier, where last Tuesday, as many of you probably already know by now, Dr. Anthony Fauci, who needs no introduction, I'm sure, but he's the nation's top infectious disease expert and has been one of the folks we've seen on TV a lot talking about the COVID-19 pandemic. Uh, Showed up at Governor Scott's press conference on Tuesday by video and praised the state for being the nation's leader in terms of controlling the spread of the virus, and said that we could be a model for the rest of the country. Needless to say, that generated a lot of positive press for the state around the country. Fauci credited Vermonters for following public health guidelines and citing it as a driving factor in maintaining some of the lowest reported numbers in the country. Um, and so that was a nice pat in the back for the state, and I'm sure got a lot of attention out there across the rest of the country. So today, the governor had his second bi-weekly press conference on Friday at 11 o'clock, and um, the big announcement that came out today was that indoor service at restaurants and bars will be allowed with appropriate social distancing. And the big news also was that lodging businesses can open up all their rooms to 100% occupancy. This has been something that's been a difficult road for the lodging industries and hospitality businesses to navigate over these past 6 months. And of course, with the foliage season around the corner, this is a big time of year. This is when a lot of those businesses really kind of make their uh, make their money and to tide them over the rest of the year when things get a little slower. Uh, Travel restrictions will still apply if you're coming from travelers coming from a county where there are more than 400 cases per million people. You still have to quarantine for 2 weeks, but otherwise, the hotels, motels, inns, beds and breakfasts can, sell as many rooms as they can. So definitely a good news for those folks. They've been long waiting to hear. Uh, Meanwhile, elsewhere in Montpelier, the Global Warming Solutions Act was in the news a lot this week. That's a bill that basically would require the state to reduce some uh, carbon emissions levels. Get into that in a little more detail in just a minute. But basically, on Tuesday, the same day that Dr. Fauci was there by video call, the governor vetoed the bill, saying that there were just too many issues with it. Some of them constitutional, some of them kind of just wasn't an effective way to go. He shared their goals, but thought that the way they were proposing doing it in the bill wasn't quite as good as it could be. Um, then yesterday, the State House of Representatives overrode the veto by 103 to 47. It needed a two-thirds majority to override the veto, and they got more than that, three more votes than needed. It now goes over to the state senate, where I guess they're going to be probably taking that up probably next Tuesday. And if the state senate, which passed the bill itself originally by a 22-6 margin, also votes to override the governor's veto, then the bill will go into effect. What would it do? It would require the state to reduce greenhouse gas pollution to 26% below 2005 levels by 2025. And would also require that, emissions would need to be 40% below 1990 levels by 2030 and 80% below by 2050. Um, the catch is that emissions have been increasing in recent years. The most recent data from 2015 shows that emissions in the state are 16% higher than they were in 1990. Now, the legislation does not spell out or dictate how the state should meet them. It creates a 22-member council comprising of state government experts, citizen experts, and others to come up with a pollution reduction plan by December 1st of 2021. It would then be up to the Agency of Natural Resources to adopt new rules to regulate greenhouse gas pollutants by the following year, and it would be up to the legislature to enact policies aimed at cutting emissions, cutting emissions proposed by the council. So we'll see. I'm sure this is going to be back in the news again next week when the Senate acts one way or the other, and we'll see where that goes. Turning more locally, by now many of you probably heard that there was a big fire down at the grandstand at the former Green Mountain Racetrack in Pownell. The grandstand basically is still standing, but the inside of it is kind of gutted. No one was reported injured in the fire, which started late Wednesday evening and wound up summoning many of the fire departments from around the area and in Massachusetts and New York to fight the blaze. It is being considered suspicious, but investigation obviously is in its very early stages and nothing really new to report on that yet. There is a reward for information about the fire being put out by the state police. Many of you of a certain age will remember that the track opened in May of 1963 as a thoroughbred and harness track. Had some great years during the 60s and early 70s, but kind of fell on harder times after that and was closed in 1991 as a racetrack. It's been used as a concert venue and a few other things since then, but there's a big solar farm down there as well also, but attempts to kind of revive it as something beyond that have so far not gone well. So we talked about COVID-19 a little bit earlier, like we have done in just about every telecast we've done on these so far. But it's also getting near the flu season. Around this time of year, you'd normally be hearing about it's time to get your flu shot, and you're going to hear it again. And this year, with the coronavirus in play, health officials are highlighting the importance more than ever of getting a flu vaccine. So Southwestern Vermont Medical Center has announced they will be providing flu vaccines. Drive-up clinics will be held in Bennington from 4:30 to 7 p.m. on Monday, September 21st, and on Thursday, September 24th. No appointment is necessary. You can enter through the Monument Avenue Extension entrance there and get your flu shot. There is no out-of-pocket cost for those with most insurance plans. So good to get a reminder about that. Also, unfortunately, the John Werner soccer tournament that would normally have been held in Arlington this coming week, or excuse me, next week, has been canceled. And the Arlington Youth Soccer will not begin this Saturday as planned. It will now start on September 26th. So folks who are interested in that should just be aware of that. I guess they were waiting for some guidance from the AOE to make sure that it was safe to go forward with that, and that was not forthcoming. So they're going to err on the side of safety and hold off on that for now. Another sporting bit of news, sort of, kind of. The ribbon was cut to open a new enhanced grandstand at the Applejack Field on Wednesday. Let's see, that would be Thursday, September 10th. The grandstand, which was built in the early 1870s, now will have a capacity of more than 500 people, and there'll be stadium-style seating for about 160 folks in the front rows there. We did a little piece about that you can watch on our website, GNAT-TV.org, or on one of our channels, 1074, 1084, or 1094. Really nice little upgrade to the historic grandstand, and hopefully soon we'll be seeing some soccer and lacrosse games there. Also, another program note, we've we spent a lot of time this week doing a series of interviews with the Democratic and Republican candidates for governor and lieutenant governor. That would be Philip Scott and David Zuckerman, and on the lieutenant governor side, Molly Gray and Scott Milne. We've got the ones with Governor Scott, Lieutenant Governor Zuckerman, and Molly Gray posted to the website. One on Scott Milne we just did yesterday. That'll be going up soon, I'm sure. And another political note: we're also planning two debates with candidates who are running for the local state representative district, the Bennington 4 district. That's the one that includes Arlington, Manchester, Sandgate, and Sunderland. Three candidates who are competing for the two seats in that district. Representatives Kathleen James and Cynthia Brenning, the current incumbents, plus Seth Bongartz. We'll be having a live debate with the three of them on Monday, September 28th. That'll start at 4 p.m. And you are all invited to submit questions. There is a link on our website, as I said, at GNAT-TV.org, where you can submit some questions, and no guarantees. We'll do our best to get them in. We're also hoping to have a bit of a discussion as well as a debate, so I think you'll find it interesting and informative as well. We're also going to do a debate with the state Senate candidates, and there are 5 of them altogether. Two incumbents, Brian Campion and Richard Sears, two Republican challengers, Meg Hansen and Michael Hall, and an independent candidate, Kevin Hoyt. The 5 of them will be exchanging their views with us on Wednesday, October 7th at 4 p.m. And again, you're welcome to submit a question that I might be able to get in and ask. Again, I can't guarantee we're going to be able to get to all of them, but we'll certainly try. So those debates will air live, as I said, both of them, and they'll be on GNAT-TV's public channel on Comcast Cable, on the channel 1074, and also on GNAT-TV's YouTube channel and on GNATTV.org. The debates will also re-air on Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 8 p.m. on channel 1074 and on demand on Roku, Apple TV, and on GNAT-TV.org. So, hope you'll tune in. It should be interesting. Well, that'll about do it for today. Hope you'll have a great afternoon, great weekend, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great day.